Hello, Anomaly here, and welcome to another Mistweaver commentary video. Today we continue our journey through Mythic Nighthold, talking about the second boss, Chromatic Anomaly, um, who spells his name wrong, or maybe I do. We'll see. Let us jump right into the video today, because I actually kind of enjoy this fight. So Chromatic Anomaly is the second boss. It's got some really cool time mechanics. And some ability to potentially not really heal the way you normally do. And I'll kind of talk about that and kind of things I messed up, or maybe could have done a little bit differently. So really, like the name of the game here is as the start of a lot of these fights. Not too much going on. It doesn't really get too crazy really early. Um, Other than kind of a lot of stuff flying on the ground, so just really dodge that. One thing you'll notice is there are kind of the debuffs that go out. That you have to heal up or they explode on the raid. I ended up actually having 2-piece for this fight, so I had plenty of Vivifies, and in the fast phase, Vivify does a ton of healing. If you have 4-piece also to pair with it, a UT Vivify is a huge help for those type of debuffs. So going in here, we kind of do the normal strat where you try and push power overwhelming as high as you can. So unfortunately, I don't get a innervate in our new raid comp, but what I end up trying to do is basically spam out Essence Font under Mana Tea. I could have probably saved my Mana Tea for later on, and even probably my revival for later on in the fight, like kind of during this point, because I do end up kind of burning through a ton of mana basically spamming out Essence Font. The goal here is kind of keep everybody high. I pop an early mana pot right now, and basically just kind of try and reach as much as I can through the slow phase where people aren't taking as much damage. One thing I will say is that I use Chi Burst coming up here, and I use it early. I should have used it as these debuffs go out just to kind of help heal up some of them. So I would say that kind of save your Chi Burst if you're going to use it in slow phase for the debuffs being out, and that way you can kind of heal them up a little bit easier. So other than that, really just kind of use your UT Vivify procs, spread Rem. I try and not heal as much during this phase, just because I do have a little bit less mana, because I don't get that innervate during the power of overwhelmings, and I'm spamming out Essence Font, right? So here, a little bit of a mess up. Could have put Rem out a little bit sooner than I did. But definitely kind of still using it fairly good on cooldown. Heading back into a fast phase. Again, like I said, this is where you kind of want to use your UT procs. So I use one here to kind of pop up our Demon Hunter. You can also use, if you have it up, Rem on the people with the shield debuff, just to kind of help again get a mastery proc, hopefully prot them up, things like that. So I end up using Mana Tea here. This is actually a really terrible position to use it in. I should have saved it for this bit of damage here. So remember this ad, whenever we get these rings, our raid kind of takes a ton of damage. We're under power overwhelming. We also have the rings coming out. We're trying to get this ad down as quickly as possible. So definitely saving Mana Tea for here so I could get out Essence Fonts at a reduced mana cost would have been better than where I used it earlier. Would have saved myself a lot of mana. Wouldn't actually be as low as I am right now going in here. So, but yeah, I'm continuing to use Thunder Focus Tea on cooldown, making use of my UT procs again with 2-piece. You're going to be swimming in UT procs as long as you're keeping Rem on cooldown. So just kind of basically anytime you're like, oh man, I really want to Vivify, you'll have a UT proc up and be able to use it. So here we're kind of holding. We normally hold to like the 3 or 4 stack of power overwhelming. So because of that, I did end up throwing out a couple Essence Fonts. We're about to head into the slow phase. And this is actually probably for at least our guild one of the worst or the most difficult parts of the fight coming up. And it's basically the slow phase ad that we have to kill. So again, like I said, you're going to want to use your Chi Burst into the group. I kind of didn't hit as many people. If I turned to the right over the boss, probably would have hit a little bit more with that. But I do have Mana Tea up right now, and I basically pop it and just kind of spam Essence Font as much as I can. Our 3-minute cooldowns are back up, So I should be using Revival here. If I don't, then that's kind of a miss on my part. But we end up being able to get the ad down and transitioning the boss, moving into the next fast phase. I kind of saved my Revival. I'm wondering if I did it for a specific purpose. I don't know. So yeah, just kind of moving over to the next boss. This is kind of where we hold the boss here for until the end of the fight. So I dropped my LC there on the tank, called for a cooldown, had it out and ready. I'm also using my cake. As you can see, I moved it into a little bit different position, so it's a little bit easier for me to see. Um, but yeah, here is just kind of a ton of raid damage, and we're just basically trying to kill the boss before it kills us because we had it go low enough. So ended the fight with a little bit of mana, probably like 15%. Could have done a little bit more, but like I said, if I used my Mana Tea a little earlier, or sorry, a little later than I had, probably would have been at least a little bit better. But I then did have Mana Tea up for the slow phase, a difficult part. So you kind of have to kind of gauge exactly when you want to use it and what makes the most sense. But that is Chromatic Anomaly. I mean, we had a fairly clean kill. I think I played pretty well. A little bit. There's always a chance to get better, right? Using your cooldowns in a different place. Like I said, for that first power overwhelming, probably should use my Mana Tea a little bit later, just to kind of save some mana, specifically for the end part. So, other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been a lot of fun so far. Really enjoying kind of the mythic fights. We have Chiliax coming up, and hopefully Crosis. We'll see. But hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, kind of like it, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. But if you do have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm more than happy to ask anything. Also, head over to the Monk Discord, Peak of Serenity. Guys there are great. And answer any questions you have. But thank you very much for watching, and we will talk to you later.